Helping Seniors Television, all about improving quality of life for seniors. If you're a senior, know a senior, or plan to be a senior, then this show is for you. It's all about helping you develop your own aging plan so you can age actively and with dignity. Helping Seniors Television from the Helping Seniors Network of information, education, and resources.
So one of the best go-to people that we know in the Helping Seniors world is Danica Scuderi-Carluccio. She's been a friend of Helping Seniors for many years. We always respect and admire her experience because you handle tough situations all the time and make it look easy. It's one thing when you're under pressure and you just get through it and you survive it, but she always makes it look easy. But those of us who are anywhere close to this know it's amazing what she's able to do. So with that, you're going to come up and share with us on National Social Workers Month. All right, Danica, round of applause.
Hey there. Thank you. I am, as Kerry said, Danica Scuderi-Carluccio. I own a company called Advocates for the Aging. We are a case management and geriatric case management, special needs, and guardianship company. But above all, I'm a social worker. I have been a social worker since 1994. So this is near and dear to my heart that everybody understands how a social worker can help you and the different environments that you may be in. Excuse me, I have to read with my glasses these days. So social workers, how can they help? Social workers play a crucial role in improving the lives of others, whether it be providing resources or just sitting there and listening to you at different times of your life in need. They're there for the individuals, their communities, and families as a support. We as social workers provide counseling and support to those who may be in difficult situations, mental health situations, addiction, grief, trauma, that need some extra emotional support, guidance, and coping strategies. We advocate for clients. Every social worker you meet in any environment they're in, their job is your advocate to make sure people are serviced correctly. They know their rights in the environment, whether it be healthcare, education, housing, employment. That's what we are there for. Social workers connect people with resources. Being in the different environments, social workers in their arena should know how to provide you with many of the resources in which you are struggling with. We assist in crisis situations, be it healthcare, domestic violence, child abuse, and other emergencies. Social workers are often one of the first responders as well as EMS and law enforcement. They provide immediate support and the development of a long-term plan for whatever crisis or situation you're in. Social workers also help families and child welfare. They support families in crisis, offering counseling, mediation, and helping with issues that are child abuse, neglect, fostering children. We assist in mental health and substance abuse support in healthcare settings, rehabilitation settings. We're there to offer treatment, therapy, and assistance to individuals as they need it and their families. We're there for supporting older people. Social workers in the elder setting want you to come to them and they want to guide you in regard to health problems, retirement, long-term care. They also want to assist in the navigation of programs like Medicare versus Medicare Advantage programs. What's Medicaid? Should I have gap insurance? That's what elder social workers are for. We're also there to educate and empower. In the different settings, social workers, it's very important as you age, when you're in the hospital, what does a hospital social worker do for you? Now, I will say it's a little bit of a different environment now because years ago, it was the social worker who was the discharge planner, the coordinator. Right now, they call them case managers in the hospital. But regardless of their title, whether it be a case manager or social worker in the hospital, they are there to support you as a patient and provide you with what is happening in your plan while you're in the hospital. They are there from day one to assist you in managing your discharge planning. They want to talk to you about your environment when you go home. Is it safe? Do you need support? They're there to provide you with those resources. So when you go home after being in the hospital, you have the support you need so you're not back in the hospital, like a yo-yo. So you want to take advantage of those social worker just the hospital social workers. They're supposed to connect you with any type of resources that you may need as you get better so that you know how to stay healthy. Social workers in the hospital meet with families. They offer mediation sometimes if there is a critical illness and families they have differing opinions on how their loved one should be treated. A social worker can sit down with you and provide you with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And they can try to get everybody on the same page. Are they always successful? No, but we do give it our college try. They're there for end-of-life support in a hospital setting, not only for the patient themselves, but for their families. And they are there as part of your interdisciplinary team. So the social workers should be meeting with the doctor, should be meeting with the family, with you, to make sure while you're in the hospital, everything that is a concern is being addressed. So let's say now your discharge plan is to go into a nursing home. You're going to meet a different type of social worker. That social worker is there to bring you in, orient you to the facility, let you know what services are in the facility other than the ones we know, which is therapy and nursing. They're going to let you know what you can have done, your toes. So they want you to have a podiatrist. They want you to have your hair done, your nails done. Those social workers are there to make sure that you feel comfortable while you're in a rehab setting or a long-term care setting. Social workers in a nursing home assist in devising a care plan for you. While you're in the nursing home, from day one, they're going to start your discharge plan. They're going to say, is it home? Do you have support? Similar to the hospital social workers, but usually the nursing home social workers are going to get a little bit more in depth with you because they have, less patients for one, but they have the ability of time to say, okay, this is what you need. Let me get it for you. Where a hospital setting, it's pretty quick and you're not feeling good. So you really can't participate as much as you may want to. But in a nursing home, you can. The social worker is there to make sure that they are advocating for you and what you want in your discharge plan. They should be able to talk to you about your coverage. If you come in as a Medicare patient, for example, typically the first 20 days as a true Medicare patient, you're 100% covered during therapy and nursing. And that way, nothing is coming out of your pocket. It's all Medicare. From day 21 up to 100. Now, up to because, yes, you have 100 days if you remain skillable and you have something that Medicare provides and says it's a need for you. So these social workers in the nursing home can explain your co-pays to you, your insurance to you, so you don't leave the nursing home with a $10,000 bill. They can talk to you about Medicaid. If you don't have secondary coverage, that's what they're there for. Use them because they're supposed to be able to provide you with the information that will guide you and help, not hinder your stay, or you shouldn't be worrying about what's covered and what's not while you're in a nursing home. You should be worrying about getting better and getting home. social workers in the nursing home also help with, of course, change and care plan. Diagnoses that you may not have had that are new to you from the hospital, and now you're in a nursing home and you don't know about that diagnosis. They're there to educate you. If they cannot educate you on that diagnosis, they should find someone that can. They're there for crisis intervention as well. If you need end-of-life care, or your loved one needs end-of-life care while you're in the nursing home, they're there to provide you with that information as well and let you know your choices, because everybody has choices. Just because you have XX insurance does not mean at hospice time you have to take XX's hospice. You have a choice no matter what you are doing and what you have as far as insurance. They should be educating you on this. As a prior social worker in nursing homes, I was a strong advocate of advocate rights, resident rights. You have rights while you're in the nursing home, just like you do outside in the everyday world. You have the right to information. You have the right to have visitors, have phone calls, have educational opportunities explained to you, given to you. So there are many things that a social worker can do for you when you're in a setting like that. Unfortunately, in a assisted living or independent living, they don't have social workers that are designated in their communities, but you can always ask for a social worker to come in and educate you on your current medical situation. And that is typically where a social worker in a case management situation comes in. If you are at home or you are in an independent living or an assisted living, you should know what resources are out there for you. You may not need them now. That's why you come to these seminars, right? So you learn about the resources. So social workers in a case management setting, they're magic as far as letting you know every resource in their county. And we as social workers should be able to walk in and you say to me, I need an organizer for my home. I need to downsize. And I would go, I know who to go to. Or I need home care. Oh, I know who to go to. We should be able to give you any information to build a good care plan for you. We should also be able to provide you with a good care plan, a care plan that gives you your safe, comforting knowledge to know you're not just flying by the seat of your pants if you get ill. You plan ahead. Social workers are good for that. We are multitaskers. Although as we age, I've noticed I'm not such a good multitasker, but we do multitask. That's part of our job, just a little slower as we age. But we want to be able to answer all your questions and get everything done for you so you're comfortable in whatever setting you're in. So that is really important to us as social workers. Advocacy can come in many shapes and forms. If you feel like you're being misunderstood in your housing situation, in your medical care, in general, if you're feeling misunderstood or not heard by your family of what you want and how you should be treated, that's what social workers are there for. We are your advocates to make sure you are living your life the way you want to live your life. And, reach out to us. If you don't know a resource, you have a concern, you have a problem, the social workers in the community are the ones to reach out to. Be it in a nursing home setting, a community setting, hospice setting, we can answer your questions. And we are there for you to make your life better, like I said. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, ma'am. My particular service, you can be anywhere. You can be in the hospital if you want your own personal advocate and not a hospital advocate. That's what case management is about. We go anywhere you are. So if you call and say, I'm in the hospital and I don't know what's going on, I'm trying to talk to the medical doctors, social workers, blah, 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 but I'm just, my head's spinning. There's too much information. And you call, we come into the hospital and we make sure we gather all the people, get the information you need, and help you with your plan. I would say yes, but social workers have a case manager, can be a social worker, can just be somebody who absolutely has spent their life loving whatever environment they're in. For me, it's I'm a social worker, but I love dealing with the elderly and special needs. So I think they're interchangeable, but a social worker can give a little bit more towards education and advocacy than the normal case manager. But they are interchangeable. We should have the same knowledge, but with education behind us, whatever our specialty would be. Mine was end of life specialty and the elderly. So yes, must have a college education. And sometimes a case manager does not. They can just have some education or certifications.
So what I hear you saying then, the social work is more generalized. They can cover all the bases.
Yes, ma'am. Now, if you get a hospital social worker, that's going to be her arena. She's going to know what she can provide to you in that environment. A social worker in hospice is typically end of life focused. A social worker in a case management environment knows a broader spectrum of resources and can provide you with more information.
I see. Thank you.
Yes, Nancy.
To clarify, because I think you were getting at this, nobody needs to be in an assisted living, independent living, rehab, or hospital. You can just call for case management or social work if you're just at home.
Yeah, you can be anywhere when you call a case management social worker. Anywhere, any environment. Actually, I've even had people under the bridge. So you can call anywhere.
My question.
Yes,
I'm on a limited budget. Is this covered by Medicare or insurance that I might have or not have?
So my services are not unless you have a long-term care policy. However, Aging Matters does have social workers that you can tap into. There are many resources. If you call me and you're on a budget, I'm not going to not share my information with you. If you ask me specific questions, my company, we're going to give you the information. Even if we cannot provide all of our services, that doesn't matter. We personally will work with your budget. But if it's a few questions or some guidance, that's what they're there for. We're here for. But we can also give you long-term resources to continue to help you on that budget that you're on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Yes, sir. So long-term care policies are wonderful tools if you already have one. They offer coverage for typically what they say in your policy is you are covered for X amount of dollars per day. The Cadillac policies, unfortunately, no longer exist. So if you got one years ago, they're unlimited. But they typically cover once you are you have an open claim and you've passed your exemption period. They cover case management, nursing, social workers, caregivers to be able to come in and help you. It's really depending on your policy, but usually the policies will cover nurses, social workers, counseling, and caregivers. Sure. You can call if you do have a long-term care policy and you're just curious what your exemption period is, what your benefits are. There is a declaration page. Sometimes they're really kind of complicated to understand and you have to go into the nitty-gritty with them. But if you call me and you have your declaration page, we can go over it and I can say, okay, you have $280 a day and you need help with your putting your shoes on, getting your meals done, your medication management, and your memory has declined a bit, you will fall under these categories. Let's get an assessment to make sure the policy is going to cover you at this time. They're very picky. You go through a, I say rigorous assessment, because they will come in, they will talk to you, they will pick your brains. What do you do for yourself? What do you not do? Is there anything that you struggle with? Or what are your, do you still drive? They'll really get to the nitty gritty in order to cover you on your own policy. But it's definitely worth, if you have one, definitely worth having the knowledge and making sure your designees in your advanced directives know that you have this policy so that they can tap into it for you. Many people don't disclose long-term care policies as part of their estate planning, but it's the most important one up there that's extra out of your estate planning, because it's going to help you financially. And that's why you got it. So you want to tap into it, especially with the elimination period. Most elimination periods are 90 days from when you put your claim in and say, I need help. There's a 60 to 90 day gap. Average, like I said, is 90 days.
Is that long-term? Is that something that you sign up for and prepay a policy?
Yes. It's kind of like life insurance, but it's basically it's a policy that states when you need assistance in your home or assisted living or whatever environment, or in a nursing home, there's a policy that you sign saying, once I need help with 3 ADLs, then the policy kicks in and pays for your care. There is a premium. Usually the premium continues until you need it. Once you have a need for the policy, your premium goes away in most policies.
Can you give me an idea of how much something like that is? Because my friend her sister has it. And she said, I can't get care because she can hardly walk. I can't get care in the house. My sister signed up for that long term and she gets everything, but she paid a bloody fortune for her.
It really depends on your age.
Oh, so before I'm 80, right?
The younger you are, the lower your premium. They do go up a hair. My premium, I've had a policy since I was, I think, 45, maybe 40. I pay $400 a month. I'm sorry, a year. A year. No, I pay $400 a year. But as I get older, my policy goes up. For my parents, I think my mom and my dad, 74, 76, their policy a year is $2,200 and $2,300-ish, but they got it years ago. So I think they were in their 50s when they got theirs. I can give you some resources on who to contact so you can talk to them about long-term care policies. Yes. Any other questions?
The quarterly fees, or however you pay it, seem to go up quite a bit.
They do. Your policy, mine is inflation-based. Mm-hmm. Other policies say at this age it's going to go up $200. That's where it's variable, and you really have to do your homework to make sure as you age, the things you've put in place and you're paying on as you're working, that you can still afford those premiums when you retire.
Yeah, because I pay quarterly and it's gone up now to $277.
Yeah,
every quarter.
And that's still not bad.
No? Okay.
That's good. And if you look at your benefits, they should always, you can afford it, because every day or every year, your rates go up in the nursing homes, the hospitals, anywhere you go. Life.
Right. And when you need the care, you will get more.
So take advantage of that if you're able to pay those premiums.
I'm Joe Steckler. Thank you for joining our program today. I'd like to remind you that our senior information line is available to you at 321-473-7770. There you can get help and direction that could be helpful for your specific situation or circumstances. The work of helping seniors is very important, but we can't do it alone. That is why our sponsors here in Brevard County are so important. I'd like to thank our many area sponsors, businesses, and medical providers who support the mission of helping seniors that help us carry the cost of our media efforts. If you'd like to join us either as a business partner or simply donate as an individual, we welcome your call at 321-473-7770. You are always welcome to visit our website at www.helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Thanks so much for your help. It does make a difference.
I'm Kerry Fink, Executive Director with the Helping Seniors of Brevard organization. We're just finding a lot of people who really just want to say, let's keep this going. Please, we want to support this and keep this going. And we are grateful for each and every donation. People think it's easy to have a nonprofit, that there's just grants, there's all kinds of money that flows down. Nothing could be further from the truth. I remember Joe saying he thought it was tougher than running a business, because to be able to provide the services you provide in the community, which are free to those who get them, you have to have people who are willing to help you fund the cost to make it happen for those people. So that's why we exist at Helping Seniors of Brevard. I want to give you a couple of ways to get involved in the Friend of Joe program. First, you can give us a call, 321-473-7770. I'm going to say the number again. It's a great number to keep in mind because it is actually also the Helping Seniors helpline. So again, like 4,000 plus families made use of that number last year. We are here to serve you any way we can. But if you'd like to join Friends of Joe, just call 1-321-473-7770, and Karen or one of our great volunteers will be happy to get you signed up with all that. You can also go directly to helpingseniorsofbrevard.org, and you'll see a place that you can sign up right there on the homepage. We encourage you to do that. You can do it safely and securely by credit card. If you would like to mail in a donation, maybe you still use checks, and that's a good way for you to do it, please, by all means, send us a check. You'll see our P.O. Box information right here on the screen. That gets it directly into our secure P.O. Box, and we will be so grateful for your willingness to be a friend of Joe and help keep the work of helping seniors going forward. Again, on behalf of Joe and Terry Steckler, and let me say, Terry was really a driving force behind the scenes. They were asking to find some good pictures of her for her memorial, and we were really scrambling. Joe always took the front stage and was willing to always talk on behalf on seniors. Terry was always there right with him, and but willing to be the behind-the-scenes person making it all happen. But we really love, honor, and miss both of them. We're so blessed to know them, and we hope that you will join us and be a friend of Joe's. Thank you. God bless you.